If you're a fan of Yellowstone, you know it's packed with intense drama, action, and some of the best storytelling on TV. But what if I told you that behind the scenes, the show is just as entertaining, if not more? That's right. Today, we're diving into Yellowstone bloopers that are even better than the show. From forgotten lines to accidental stunts, these hilarious moments will make you love the cast even more. Kevin Costner's hilarious mishap in the opening scene. The very first episode of Yellowstone kicks off with a dramatic moment. John Dutton, played by the legendary Kevin Costner, finds a wounded horse on the side of the road and has to put it down. The scene is meant to be emotional and intense, setting the stage for the high-stakes drama that follows. However, things took a comical turn when Costner accidentally misfired, resulting in him shooting himself in the foot instead. Of course, this wasn't part of the script. It was a blooper that had the entire crew struggling to contain their laughter. Even Costner, who is known for his serious and commanding presence on set, couldn't help but break character. What was supposed to be a heavy, dramatic moment turned into an unintentional comedy bit, as Costner tried to stay in character while everyone else erupted in laughter. The funniest part? The sheer irony of it all. John Dutton is the kind of character who always has everything under control. A man feared and respected by everyone around him. Seeing him Costner fumble in such an important scene made for an unexpectedly hilarious moment. It just goes to show that even the best actors can have their off days, and sometimes those bloopers end up being even more entertaining than the scripted scenes. This outtake remains one of the most unforgettable Yellowstone bloopers, proving that behind all the drama and action, there's plenty of fun happening on set. Beth Dutton's insult, freestyle gone wrong. If there's one thing we know about Beth Dutton, it's that she does not hold back. Kelly Riley delivers some of the most savage lines on the show, but during one intense scene with Jamie, Wes Bentley, she completely forgot her scripted insults and started making up random ones on the spot. At first, she called him a wonder, before realizing she had no idea what she was trying to say. She followed it up with a string of gibberish insults before finally breaking character and bursting into laughter. Bentley, trying to stay in the moment, held on as long as he could, but eventually the whole set erupted into uncontrollable laughter. Seeing one of the most intimidating characters in Yellowstone fumble her words and completely lose it, absolutely priceless. The accidental explosion that knocked Rip Wheeler off his feet. Rip Wheeler, played by Cole Hauser, is one of the show's biggest badasses. But even he wasn't ready for the unexpected explosion that took place during one action-packed scene. In the episode, Rip and the ranch hands are trying to clear out a massive tree stump using dynamite. Seems simple enough, right? Well, someone underestimated just how powerful the explosion would be. When the dynamite went off, Hauser and his co-stars were thrown backward, completely shocked by the force of the blast. Hauser later joked that for a second, he thought he was in an actual war movie. He had to check if he still had all his limbs before realizing everything was fine. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the hilarious reaction from the cast made this blooper one of the funniest behind-the-scenes moments in Yellowstone history. Taylor Sheridan's struggle as an actor. Taylor Sheridan might be the mastermind behind Yellowstone, but acting? Well, that's a different story. Sheridan made a cameo in the show as horse wrangler Travis Wheatley, but delivering lines in character? That was easier said than done. He kept messing up his dialogue, tripping over words, and even forgot entire lines multiple times. To make matters worse, Cole Hauser and Luke Grimes took every opportunity to tease him about his poor acting skills. They cracked jokes about how Sheridan should stick to writing, and even questioned whether he actually knew how to ride a horse. Sheridan later admitted that being in front of the camera wasn't exactly his strong suit, and let's just say he's probably better off staying behind the scenes. Kevin Costner's unexpected fart during a heartfelt scene. Imagine this. John Dutton is having an emotional conversation with his grandson Tate on the porch of the ranch. It's a touching moment about life, family, and the future. The audience is supposed to feel deeply moved until a sudden fart noise interrupts the entire scene. And who was responsible for the unexpected sound effect? None other than Kevin Costner himself. Apparently, he had eaten a bit too much chili before filming, and, well, nature took its course. The best part? He immediately owned up to it, laughing along with the rest of the cast and crew. Poor Breckin Merrill, who plays Tate, tried to stay professional, but he couldn't hold back his giggles. Romance gone wrong, a broken lamp and uncontrollable laughter. Casey, Luke Grimes, and Monica, Kelsey Asbill, have some of the most passionate and emotional scenes in Yellowstone. Their love story is full of ups and downs, making every moment between them feel intense and heartfelt. However, one particular romantic scene took an unexpected turn that had the cast and crew laughing uncontrollably. During a passionate kissing scene inside their trailer, Grimes and Asbill got a little too caught up in the moment. As their characters embraced, they accidentally knocked over a nearby lamp, sending it crashing to the ground with a loud smash. The sudden noise completely ruined the mood, and instead of continuing the scene, both actors froze before bursting into laughter. They tried their best to stay professional, but once the laughter started, it was impossible to stop. Every time they looked at each other, they lost it all over again. The crew had to reset the scene multiple times because neither Grimes nor Asbill could hold a straight face. This blooper became one of the funniest and most memorable mishaps on set. It was a reminder that even in a show as intense as Yellowstone, behind-the-scenes moments like these prove that the actors are having just as much fun filming as fans do watching. Jimmy versus the horse, a battle he did not win. We all know that Jimmy, Jefferson White, isn't exactly the most experienced cowboy. And in real life, it turns out White wasn't much better. In one of his early horse riding scenes, White had to mount a horse and ride off confidently. Easy, right? Not quite. The horse had other plans. White attempted to get on, but the horse refused to cooperate, throwing him off multiple times. At one point, he barely made it into the saddle before immediately slipping off the other side. White later admitted that before Yellowstone, he had zero experience with horses, and let's just say his learning process was far from smooth. But hey, it made for some fantastic bloopers. Wes Bentley's haircut disaster. Wes Bentley had to shave his head for a pivotal transformation in the series, but what should have been a simple haircut turned into a full-blown comedy skit. While attempting to use a razor, he accidentally cut his scalp, leading to unexpected bleeding. The worst part? His co-stars refused to take it seriously. Instead of sympathy, he got endless teasing for his uneven haircut and his struggle to use a simple razor. Bentley later admitted that he regretted shaving his head and wished he had just worn a wig instead. Horse trouble for Kevin Costner and Gil Birmingham. Horseback riding is second nature for most Yellowstone cast members, but sometimes even the pros have a bad day. During one scene where John Dutton and Chief Thomas Rainwater, Gil Birmingham, had to cross a river on horseback, things didn't go as planned. The horses freaked out in the water, bucking and splashing until both actors were thrown off. They ended up soaked, freezing, and laughing hysterically as the crew tried to wrangle the runaway horses. Costner later joked that he was thankful it wasn't winter because falling into that freezing water could have been way worse. From misfired guns to forgotten lines and unexpected explosions, Yellowstone is just as entertaining behind the scenes as it is on screen. The bloopers reveal a different side of the cast, one where they can laugh at themselves, embrace the chaos, and make every mistake worth remembering. And honestly, that's just another reason to love Yellowstone. Let us know which blooper was your favorite in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more fun content.